so I don't forget like I did yesterday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Go ahead, Kate, talk. Nope.
Yeah, can't hear you.
She was suspicious. She knew something was not right there.
Well, she's working on her kid's computer. Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's now her computer, so we had problems before.
Yes, you can call in. First, you're probably going to ask me for the number, and I don't know it.
Go copy your personal invitation up there to invite others. The number will be in there. So down at the bottom.
Boop, 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 boop. Invite. Copy invitation. Let's see. Meanwhile, if everybody's going to do the chat box honors, I see some people are already doing that. Oh, I copied it. Let's see if it goes. There it is. Look in the chat box, Kate. There's a telephone number and the meeting ID. Hi, Kelly Lutman. Good morning, everyone. We will go ahead and get started. It's good to see everybody. Happy Friday, the first Friday of April. We are going to go ahead and get started with our elevator speeches, 30-second commercials, however you like to call them. And while we're doing that, if you haven't done so already, please open up the chat box and do the honors, first, last name, and email address. And I know Kate's working on getting her audio working, so hopefully the phone will do the trick. And we'll go ahead and get started with our elevator speeches. So who's going to go first? Susan Rose is going to go first.
Good morning, everyone, from rainy Reston, Virginia. My name is Susan Rose, susanrose.net. I am a copywriter and content strategist, and I help primarily personal development and personal development coaches and holistic practitioners learn to write and develop content strategies and content that engages with their ideal clients and attracts more people with less work and without recreating new things to be doing, but upping the game on what is already being done.
We are glad you're here. And hats off to Susan Rose, our new chapter president.
I'll see that for the announcements at the end, but yes, I'm super excited to be launching Entrepreneurs Virtual Hangout.
Yay! We'll save some more for the end, but I couldn't resist.
Yes, it's very exciting.
I'm next in the Brady Bunch Square. I'm Jill Celeste, founder of the Celestial Circle, chapter president for chapter 600. Now we really got to start using the numbers because we're going to have more to keep track of. I'm so glad to see everybody here. Thank you so much for being here. I am busily putting together sort of a revised plan for the Celestial Circle, so I look forward to sharing that with you all very soon. And I think Kate's on the phone. Kate, can you say hi?
Hi, everybody.
Yay, it's working! Okay, awesome. So I'll pass the baton on now to Debbie Keevan, and then it'll be Connie Joe.
Hi, I'm Debbie Keevan of DeborahKeevan.com. I help entrepreneurs with a big message in the world to do this. Publish their books. So, and I'm loving the fact that Fergus is weighing in, giving his big thumbs of approval or mouth of approval. And clearly Shadow is weighing in.
I was like, Shado's got something to say today.
So thanks so much for being here, Kate.
Yay! We're excited to have Kate here. Connie Jo, good morning. Hold on, I'll mute that. Go ahead, Connie Jo.
This is interesting today. I love what Mary Beth said. First of all, Susan has a cool name for her group. We need a cool name for our group, not just 600. Okay. We need something snappy.
I'll come up with something. Let me know.
Okay. So I'm Connie Jo Miller.
I'll just say Celestial Networkers, because that's as original as I will get. So I'll let y'all pick something.
Okay. I'm Connie Jo Miller of Enigma Bookkeeping Solutions, and I serve solopreneurs by taking their bookkeeping tasks off their to-do list. And I act as a partner with you to help you with any financial decisions that you need to make.
We're glad you're here. Good morning, Connie Jo.
Good morning.
Hannah Broder.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi, I'm Hanne Brøter from yourbrandvision.com. I'm a graphic designer and visual brand manager. And I make all kinds of visual touch points with visual consistency so your brand can be recognized.
Yeah.
And I help entrepreneurs find and visualize their unique greatness. And I also love to teach graphic design and visual branding to entrepreneurs who have to be their own marketing directors and in-house designers.
We are glad you're here, Hannah. Kate?
And I'm in Norway.
You're in Norway, yes. Kate, I'm going to unmute your phone side. Go ahead, sweetie. Do your 30-second commercial.
First, I need to.
It's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
It may be because your phone and your microphone are close together. Try it now. No?
Hi, I want to acknowledge that Hannah is the one who did the beautiful cover.
Yay, Hannah!
Okay, this is going to be really frustrating.
It's okay.
Okay. So I help people. I'm going to try calling in through my iPad.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
Come back.
Sorry,
Come
guys.
back. All right, Susan Shelton, you're next.
Oh, good morning, everybody from rainy Alexandria, Virginia. We've got a little rain going on here in Northern Virginia. I am a wellness consultant. Although I've been trained in as a health coach, I prefer to spend my time working with people to understand the importance of nutritional supplementation. I've experienced it myself. My clients have experienced the difference in when you add a good quality nutritional supplement to your regimen. And I love to partner up with other health coaches to be able to provide that full spectrum of support to the body. A good referral for me right now would be someone dealing with allergies, because about 12 years ago, I was able to give up my allergy medication and relieve the symptoms of my allergies. So again, I'm Susan Shelton, and I help you stay healthy from the inside out.
Yay! Good job, Susan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Judy Kane.
Good morning. I'm Judy Kane, and my business is called Aligned Consciousness. And I help people rewrite subconscious, self-limiting beliefs. Oh, and too bad Kate's not here because everybody else has heard this. So people come to me for three main reasons, either because of big emotions like anxiety or phobia, or they come because they're not hitting their conscious goals for whatever self-sabotaging reasons your subconscious may be hiding from you, or for physical symptoms of stress because the stress is caused by beliefs.
We're glad to hear we missed you last week. We missed Susan Shelton too. Congratulations, Susan, on your talk. I saw a picture of you standing at the podium. Woohoo! We will do coffee dates again so you both can participate for sure. Don't worry. Margaret Martin.
Good morning. It is in rainy Dunedin today. I think it's still raining. I know it was earlier around 4 o'clock when I woke up. So I work with people who want to change their mind chatter into a positive focus. Also help people uncover their passions and know where they really want to go and do the things they are meant to do in this world. On the corporate side, I also do some training and presentations on conflict. So I help organizations reduce their conflict so that they have a more harmonious workforce, and also help them learn to believe in themselves even more. Margaret Martin at margaretmartin.com.
Thank you, Margaret. Mary Beth and Shadow.
Yeah, you all saw the comment from Shadow this morning?
That's
Yeah,
brief.
she's got a lot to say, and she took off. So I'm Mary Beth Decker. I have the ability to connect and communicate with animals, which comes in handy when you're wondering why the heck they're doing what they're doing. And also I connect with animals who've passed. This week I worked with a cat who's spraying around the house, and we did some work there. We're going to do some extra work because it's a family affair. There's 5 cats in the house, and I spent some time with some people yesterday who lost their little dog Ginger, and we were able to communicate with Ginger and share some good things back and forth and some good information. So, I'm looking for people who want to find out what's going on with their pets. Or even say connect one more time after they've passed. Mm-hmm. That's Mary Beth Decker with sacredgrove.com, and I am also in Alexandria, where it is kind of cool and rainy. Thank you.
We are glad you're here, Mary Beth. Thank you. Kelly Lutman.
Good morning. I'm Kelly Lutman from yesterday's rainy New Orleans area. What we had yesterday, you guys get today. I'm a functional medicine health coach who helps people identify the root causes of their chronic diseases or their pesky symptoms and figure out what the body is lacking to be able to supply the building blocks it needs to function normally. And I have to say, I just returned from a trip to Vegas at about midnight last night.
Ooh.
It's been a short night. But I won this trip with my second gig, which is clean anti-aging hair care I've been using for about a year. I started, Margaret knows. I started using it about a year ago for myself and for clients who needed to grow back hair that was thinning because of thyroid issues or age or whatever. And the results have been fantastic, and I won a trip to Vegas. It was pretty cool. Yay.
Yay. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Yeah, fun. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Nancy Linneruth from Seattle, Washington. No idea if it's raining or not, but it's a good bet.
It's raining in Seattle. Probably a good bet on it.
Yeah, probably. So I'm with unblockresults.com. I am a procrastination coach and an EFT or tapping specialist. So today I'll just mention a new client came on board who is seeking to get off the roller coaster of, hey, everything's going great. Oh my goodness, I don't have anybody coming in. And so the something inside of her puts the brakes on whenever things are going well. So if you know anybody like that, send them my way. Nancy Linneruth, Unblock Results.
Hannah's raising her hand for you, by the way. Kate, did you get it all squared away, sweetie?
Okay, we're going to try this again. Can you hear me okay? Yeah? That was my tech husband. Still in his jammies. He tried for an hour to fix my computer last night, but we will fix it. This is all about leveling up in the universe.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the next thing to possibly go is my voice, but it's not going to happen because we're going to have a great day today. Okay, so my name is Kate Varness, and I help people whose life situation has changed, but their home has not. And so I help them go through the piles and develop the skills they need and realign their life so they can have a joyful space.
Yay, we're glad you're here, Kate. And thanks to your hubby. I got one of those tech support hubbies too. We're glad that you're here. So that's a great segue because we're actually going to transition now into your presentation. And I'm going to have Debbie do the official introduction. And then if you could go to about 8, where are you at, Kate? Are you in the Eastern time zone? No.
Central.
Oh, God bless you. It's 7:15 in the morning. So if you could go to about 7:40 your time, and then we'll open it up for
Okay.
questions. That work?
Great.
All right, Debbie, do you mind doing the intro?
I do not. I'm going to do it from the back of Kate's beautiful book, because it's all I have. But I know that that's what we want. So anyway, Kate Barnes has been helping clients organize their homes and reach their goals for 15 years with their company, Greenlight Organizing and Coaching. Kate has been featured in thekitchen.com, local television, and in Family Fun, Parents, and Family Circle. A frequent speaker, both locally and nationally, Kate blogs, has contributed to other organizing books, edited a professional organizer training book, and is a best-selling author of Who Am I Now? This is her first solo publication, and she's the mother of 3 teens, 2 sweet dogs, and has a wonderful techie husband. And she lives in Peoria, Illinois. Please welcome Kate.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me. Peoria, just to locate you geographically, Peoria is about halfway between Chicago and St. Louis. So that's where I'm at. And today I wanted to talk to you because I'm guessing you're all busy entrepreneurs. And if you're anything like me, you want your house to be easy, the dishes to be magically done. You want to be able to spend the most time that you can on the things that you love, the people who you love, and your passionate business. And so I want to give you some ideas about how to make that happen more easily. So we're going to look at getting ready in the morning, okay? So I would like for you to rank for me on a scale of 1 to 10, how easy or hard is it for you to get ready in the morning, with 1 being no stress at all, and 10 being I want to go hide underneath the covers. You can put it in the chat, or you can like hold up your hands and tell me. Okay, so we've got a range. Oh, I'm excited. The people who have who are at 1s right now, you can share your tips with us if people still need some tips. Okay, so we are going to just stick with this for a minute and look, because I want to test it. Okay, I want to test your rating. So let's imagine that you are in front of your closet. Is your closet a walk-in closet? Is it one of those with the bifold doors, or the, one at a time kind of doors? So think about your clothes. Is it easy? Oh, actually, I didn't include what some people might be doing, which is looking at laundry baskets, those clothes that haven't been put away. Okay, so here's the question. Is it easy to see what you have? Does everything that you have fit you? Does it look good and feel good on you? Does it have holes in that you need to strategically hide with other clothes, like sweaters? Okay, so let's talk about shoes. Can you find your shoes? Can you find your matches? Do you have to get down on the floor and like look under the bed? Maybe like see the dust bunnies? Now you guys are doing pretty well with your shoes. Okay, let's go into the bathroom. Imagine yourself going into the bathroom, opening your drawers and seeing your makeup and your daily toiletries. Are those things in good shape? Are you able to quickly grab what you need? Is there a 3-step face washing system that you never get to use? Now, everybody's doing great, generally, right? Okay, we're in different places. So the idea is to picture yourself still in the bathroom. You're looking in the mirror, and are you excited to go forward in your day? Are you feeling already depleted? That's the question. So sometimes people are not realizing how much stress is actually building up from these small pieces of things not working. or if things are working for you, you know that you're able to move forward with your day without having things depleting us. So anyone, go ahead and re-rate your morning, having thought through these details, and see if has it changed. Hold up your number or put it in the chat. Is it? Is everyone still the same or a little different? Still the same. Okay. So here's my wish for you, that you will delight in getting ready in the morning. And if you are ready, feeling pretty good about things, then good for you. You've established, you need a nanny to get the cranky daughter ready. Yes, I may have some cranky daughters coming down the stairs in a minute. So here's what I want you to understand today, and that is, if you want an abundant life, you need a home that is supporting your abundance. So I'm going to say that again. You need your home to be prepared to support your abundance. So if you've got a home that has pockets of chaos, then that is going to manifest chaos, or at least it's going to interfere with your ability to have clarity. And so thinking about that, what are the areas of your home where it could use a little more clarity? If you want to type that into the chat. Now, is it okay for us to be vulnerable with each other? Because what I've noticed, I love to talk to groups that come in and see me, and they're open and vulnerable. But what I've noticed when I talk to business groups is that it's more difficult for them to be vulnerable because they're maintaining the sense of expertise among one another. But I want to encourage you to take that step to be vulnerable here so that you can really benefit from knowing that you're part of a community. Everyone, even if they've got their closet morning routine organized, there's still an area of their lives that needs some improvement. So we're all in this together to various degrees. There's a lot of shame and guilt around being organized, that, you know, it becomes one of those topics that people want to ignore or believe that they're the worst person. That's a question that I often get when people call me is, am I the, you know, when I go to people's homes, am I the worst you've ever seen? And most of the time the answer is no, because they don't have snakes in their house that aren't their pets. That would be the worst that I've ever seen. But the problem with thinking that you're the worst is that you end up isolating yourself. So I just want to encourage you to know that this is a no shame zone, a no judgment zone. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, great. Yeah, so living with other people who have different levels of tolerance is a challenge, especially when they're your children and you don't know anything as their parent, or your spouse and you've got all sorts of baggage. Okay, so I want to get back to some ideas about what you can do. And so there's 3 steps that I want to talk about today. And but before I say the steps, I want you to understand that it's really not about the stuff. Having an organized bedroom is not about having things perfect in your closet. Having an organized bathroom is not about finding the right product. It's about mindset. So those are my steps, are around mindset. So that first step is to take ownership that you have a choice in the matter. Now, the people who are living with you and you're struggling with them to get on board, they're not taking ownership of it because you're in this tug of war. And so if you want to consider what might make them curious and engaged so that they're seeing that they've got a choice to live differently, or that you can renegotiate together what is an acceptable middle ground. I say that it's a choice because people intend to do something. People intend to make a change, but then they don't set a specific day and time. And we all know that sometimes is no time. Or you may run into a long lost friend in a grocery store and say, oh, let's get together for lunch sometime. You might as well say, have a nice life, because it's not going to happen if you don't set a date. And so the same thing is true for these intentions. And the problem with that is that when you have intentions, regardless of whether you're doing it or not, your brain is still attached to that to do. And so there's plenty of people who have been cleaning out their basement or garage for 10 years without having moved a single box. So if this is your priority, take ownership of your choice to do it and make it happen. And if you need help with skills or getting started, then get the help that you need and get it done. So the second step is about building awareness. So building awareness is twofold. The first is that when you get into the project and you get faced with some of those decisions that are difficult, the ones that like, oh, I don't know if I should let go of this, have I gotten my money's use out of it? It still has a tag on, but I really don't like it. You know, having awareness that in that moment you still have the choice. You have the choice to make a decision and not just be afraid and leave it where it is and step back. The other part of awareness is to tune into what you want. Now, I've got lots of responsibilities in my life. I know that you do as well. But those things have made me a recovering people pleaser. There was a point where I couldn't even name, like, what restaurant do I want to go to? Oh, that's okay, you guys decide. What's your favorite color? I mean, I have trouble coming up with answers to simple questions like that because I had become such a servant for other people that I hadn't let my own voice be part of that conversation. So sometimes women especially need that opportunity to get back in touch with what they want. And so that's a mindset thing. That's a shift in tuning in and becoming aware of what it is you want. Because as we're noticing these things that need to be done, the long-standing projects that we haven't got to, there's this critic narrative that is coming into play. And it's really not very helpful. So by awareness, I'm really talking about that mindful awareness that is listening to, that's hearing the voice, but then also paying attention to, Jiminy Cricket's voice, also paying attention to what your behavior is. And after a while, you can create kind of a pause between the voice and the behavior. And it's in that space that you can begin to hear your own desires. So I would like someone to give me an example of a situation where the critic might come up in organizing or being disorganized. Type into the chat, please, someone who's given themselves a negative, critical comment when they're trying to get organized. Nobody? Or you're typing? Okay, you hear your mom's voice. Yeah, that's a really common one. Why do you keep all this stuff? Are there any others? But what if you need it later? Yes. Here's Bob in the pack rat. Yeah, what if I need it later? Okay, we are going to grab onto that one because that's a really common one. And I'm seeing it in a couple of different places. So if it's, what if I need this later? What I call those are zombies. Okay, what do I mean by that? The zombies are the things that are the what if. And I'll tell you a quick story. Last year in my Facebook group, I had a challenge, and that was to get rid of a kitchen appliance that small kitchen appliance that you no longer use. And I was like, okay, I'm getting rid of my bread maker. I haven't used it in like 4 years. But I felt this in my stomach. I was feeling like, oh no, well, what if? And so I decided instead of stopping at that point, I was going to increase my mindful awareness by paying attention and writing those down. So I wrote down, what if I want fresh bread? And then in the next to that, I wrote the answer. Well, I'll get it from the bakery. Okay. The next one was, what if I decide that I want to become a pizza crust aficionado, right? And I'm going to become this gourmet pizza crust cook, and I need my bread maker. Okay, well, the solution to that was, I'll just go to Goodwill and buy the bread maker that someone else has donated, so it doesn't have to be expensive. So I was still feeling this little feeling, okay? So I kept going with my what if. What if there's a zombie apocalypse and I need my bread maker to eat? Okay. It absolutely was ridiculous. I knew it was ridiculous. But here's the thing, those beliefs that are running our lives are not rational beliefs. They're ridiculous, but we never write them down. And as long as they're in the darkness, we cannot bring light to them. So what if there's a zombie apocalypse? Well, it's the answer to that. It's that I've got bigger fish to fry, right? than whether I'm making bread in my bread maker. I mean, is there even electricity? Like, come on. The process was very, it was funny actually at that point, but it also was very engaging because it returned my power of making decisions to me. It returned my ability to have awareness to me, in that I wasn't just accepting the instinct to drop it and run away and just in case. Because when you don't make a decision, you're actually adding to your decisions for later. And you're slowing down your process. You're interfering with your ability to have clarity, which is interfering with your ability to have abundance. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Great. Awesome. So the third step is about trust. Trust that your instinct deserves to be honored. So if you know that you hate cherries and your friend has canned cherries to give to you, you have a choice. You have a choice to honor that you don't like cherries and you can give it to somebody else and not say, oh, well, I'm dishonoring my friend by not eating these cherries. So you see how this can build and how the trust of your own intuition, your own desires needs to be a really important part of this in creating a system that is maintainable for you. So let's see what time. I'm going to keep going. So back to the bathroom. Here's the thing that I often see. People will buy beauty products and they either don't use them or they don't like the scent or there's something they don't like about it, but they've spent a ton of money on it. And so it's kind of like, oh, but maybe I should just hold on to it until I actually get around to using it. But what's the choice here? That decision itself is dishonoring what you need. And what you need is to be able to open your drawer in the morning and easily get ready. And so you're the one standing in your own way. Why not make it simple? Why not take away the complication of this by making that decision and moving forward? Let me tell you, it feels so, so good to just let it go and not have to take responsibility that, I mean, where is that coming from? This expectation that you need to do X, Y, and Z with it. So you have the power to write it down, to become aware of it, and then to act on it. So this is a mindset stuff, you guys. It's not about that ugly shirt with the tags. It's about the way that you're thinking. And that process, so some of you might be able to easily apply this if you're naturally organized, if you've done, developed the skills you need to get further in your in these processes. But for many, many people, it takes some practice and some tweaking to develop a mindset that is supporting them. But it's an investment. It's an investment. So I want to tell you about Julie. So Julie was a stay-at-home mom. I started working with her a couple of years ago, and she was just flummoxed by any decision. And we would work together, and she would say, she just had this kind of ongoing narrative, comments about herself, I'm so embarrassed, I'm such a failure, why can't I do this, blah, blah, blah. And most people have that when we start working, but she had it like extra. And so as we got through working through different areas of her home, she got some practice in not saying those things. Sometimes I would say, okay, well, let's just replace that that thought with a different thought, so she could start to get used to trying on a different way of interacting with herself. And as she did this, she created that pause. She created an awareness about what kind of this automatic negative thought that was going on, and the possibility that her behavior was maybe coming from a different place. And in that space, then she was able to assert her own self. She was able to allow herself to donate the things from her mother-in-law, who was constantly giving her family things that they didn't need. She was able to give herself permission to work with me to on things that were routine things that got built up, like paper, and she would create these stash bins. So you know what I mean by that? Like, uh-oh, people are coming over, whoosh, into the laundry basket. But then once it got in the laundry basket, she was so intimidated. So she really needed someone else there to help her navigate that. So here was the big test. She was hosting Thanksgiving, and she has family dysfunction, and she knew that she was just going to get criticized no matter what was going to happen. So she decided that she was going to outsource much of the food preparation. I know, gas. Imagine outsourcing food preparation for Thanksgiving, right? But she realized, yes, right? It's free. She realized that she was going to get criticized regardless. So she decided to make it easy for herself. And things played out as she expected. She was very nervous about it. She needed support. And things played out. And then at the end, she realized that she was outside that circle of dysfunction for the most part. It definitely took energy from her, and the energy that she would have needed to prepare food was energy that she had created to support her emotional process during their visit. And so it's been a turning point for her. And as she's moved forward, I've noticed that she's made more space for herself, for that third step of honoring her own awareness that she's developed. She's parenting differently. She's really just kind of blossoming, and it's a wonderful thing to see. So I'm so grateful that the 15 years of experience that I've had working with people in their most vulnerable times, that I've been able to take that and pull it together in a book to reach out to a greater audience. And I'm even more excited that I'm like I said, I'm leveling up. I'm reaching out to people to create coaching groups where they can also experience the kinds of things that my client has experienced, because it just brings me so much joy to be able to help people get to that part in their lives. So I love your comments. I want to just pull it back to where we started in creating a home that is supporting your abundance. Is there a place that you would work on that could open up abundance for you? Is there a place in your home that you want to commit to today and getting started on? If so, make that commitment in the chat box. If you're still in the thinking process, I would encourage you to consider what might you need to put into place for you to be successful. And with that, I'm done with my my portion. I'd love to take your questions.
Thank you, Kate. And as everybody types in their area of opportunity for decluttering, let's see. And I put garage. Nancy's got a closet. Susan, a wardrobe, cleaning out things that don't fit properly. Paper from Debbie's Life. eBay for items. Connie Jo, that's like real. I mean, that is so abundant right there. Going through clothes, closets in the basement, papers. Yes. So those of you who are in spiritual marketers, a couple of you are in spiritual marketers with me. This is what we're working on this month. So you're getting a head start on this as well. That's really cool. So who has a specific question for Kate that you'd like to ask or comment? Anything that we can share with her? Don't be shy. Go ahead, Margaret.
Kate, thank you so much for your insight and your gifts this morning. I appreciate that. And I have been to Peoria. It's a beautiful city. I'm in the process of moving, actually a block down the street, but it's moving. So everything in my life right now is chaos, but it's giving me the opportunity to, because again, I have to touch everything. And so it's giving me the opportunity to determine if it brings me joy. If not, it moves on. One thing that showed up this morning as I was journaling is I've had journals from years and years and years of journaling, not just the gratitude journal, but other journals. And someone once told me that maybe you shouldn't throw those away because at some point your children or grandchildren might like to know who you really are. And so that was my question to the universe this morning. I haven't gotten a clear answer yet. So what's your thought on that?
So were you writing in these journals during all times or just your times of frustration?
Yeah, these are things from frustration to joy to crying and to yelling and to bursts of inspiration to what in the world am I doing today?
And so do you have a desire for your children to get to know you through these journals? Or are there other ways that they can know you?
Well, they can, there are certainly other ways. We're a close family. So I think my children know me pretty well. I guess it's the fact that at some point, wonder what the grandchildren will wonder what their grandmother did in her younger years, kind of thing. So I don't know that it's that important. I think it's more that there are some books you can actually complete to give to your grandchildren about your life story and the things that were important to you rather than rants about frustration. So I'm thinking it's time to move on and let them go.
So there's two parts to this that I just want to quickly highlight, and that is going through your belongings can be an amazing time to re-examine your legacy, re-examine your life and values, and see what your journey has been. So it's a wonderful process for you alone. You're already benefiting, I can tell that. And so that in itself has enough value. But if you feel like you want to allow there to be additional value, then in the scope of things, the journals may not take up much room to keep, but if you want to go through that process for yourself and then translate it into a different form, you won't need to bring those journals along with you. So it's what's going to best serve you and your needs in your space moving forward, and trust your instinct.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's a great question, Margaret. And I'll just say my mother wrote in one journal, not many, so this is a lot easier to manage, and I'm so glad she gave it to me. But I may at some point decide to discard it, but it'll be my choice, right? So any other comments or questions for Kate?
I always have these leftover, well, they're not leftover. They're like, I moved 3.5 years ago and I got rid of a ton of stuff when I did that. But the things I brought were like old pictures of family and stuff like that. And it's really hard to figure out. I don't look at them. I've got 2 children. They may or may not want to see these things. They might not even know who they are by the time they got around to looking at them. But it's a hard thing to just like throw your grandparents' pictures in the trash. So, you know, what do you tell people to do with those?
So photographs are tricky, right? Now, especially if you don't know who is in the photo. So one thing that you can do is to have the photos digitally scanned, because they're so much easier to share digitally than with the actual photos that you've kept. But if it's like tons and tons of people, you have no idea who they are, you know, what's the purpose of keeping those? You can reach out into your extended family and see if there's somebody who is the sort of self-appointed genealogist of the family, and maybe they would like to have them. But one of the chapters in my book is called Keeper of the Legacy. And so we can assume these roles of having to keep things that have been given to us without really consciously examining whether that's serving our own interests or whether, you know, because there's plenty of people who they don't have any interest in genealogy or keeping the family photos, but they've been kind of guilted into it by process of elimination from their siblings. So I'm just telling you all today, you get to decide what's in your house. That is your decision. And so start from that place. And in the end, the most important thing is that you honor that, because you're sending yourself a message that you're important, and that it allows you to free up space to be your own brilliant self. So you don't have that thing pulling on you.
Yeah. Judy, does that help?
Yeah, it does. I will share one, I thought, stroke of genius solution I had for some things. My mother had several diplomas that you hate to just throw in the trash. And there was this frightening picture of my grandmother's father that was in a nasty frame, but, you know, was the only picture, to my knowledge, of him, because he was like old enough to fight in the Civil War.
Oh dear.
So it was like, but a horrible picture. So I took them all out of their frames and rolled them up and put them in a poster tube. It's the footprint's tiny, and I didn't have to like totally get rid of it, but it made me feel better, and it'll be easier for my girls to throw it out maybe later, but it's taking up very little space.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Just to give you a couple of logistical things. There are plenty of services that will scan. Scan Cafe is one that I've used. They're very, very meticulous with these precious originals. And there are photo organizers who specialize in doing this for you. So there's many options. Even on an iPhone, there's an app that you can take a photograph and it'll immediately make it into a very good digital. There's I'm sure Hannah has some information about resources for this kind of thing.
Thanks. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, stick around, Kate, because what happens is I'm going to open the floor for announcements, and people will have more thoughts for you. That's how we always do it. So hang in there. Right now we're going to bye, Kelly. Good to see you, sweetie. See you next week. We're going to do announcements now. This is your chance to share what it is you're promoting, what it is that you have an ask for, a shout out, whatever it is. It's your form. Kate, you get to do this too, so think of an announcement. So now I'll start on the other side. So that will be Judy Kane, and then it'll be Debbie.
Clicked the wrong thing and y'all went away. So I don't have any events coming up, but my usual ask is I love getting connected with coaches so that we can talk about how I might be able to help their clients get rid of blocks to success in the coaching programs.
Thank you, Judy. And this time Kate heard it. Kate, when she was doing her elevator speech, she's like, Kate's not here to hear my speech. Debbie, you're next, and then it'll be Susan Rose.
Thank you so much, Kate, for being here. I learned so much through editing your book, as you know, and I'm just grateful that you could be here to share your wisdom and your beautiful spirit with everyone. I'm looking to do more books. So if you know of anybody who says I want to write a book for my business, or I'm looking to write a book, I would love an introduction. And have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Debbie. And thank you, Fergus, for joining us. I did see Fergus on your lap a little bit. Susan Rose, and then Susan Shelton.
All right, everybody. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Kate. I love decluttering. I love doing all this stuff. My family thinks I'm obsessed with it. And it's always, I love hearing things about it and getting new ideas about how to purge more stuff out of my life. So I've got some good tasks for today. My ask for today is on Tuesday, the 16th. I'm doing a free workshop on my content planning process. Full disclosure, it's going to be lead into launching the next version of my Color Content Formula Bootcamp, which both Judy and Mary Beth went through. So I'm very excited. I think the workshop's going to be fun. I haven't done it in a group setting yet, but so I can't wait to see what happens when I've got everybody rolling up their sleeves and doing it together. So if you know anybody, I'm putting the link in here. If you'd like to take it, I would love to have you all there. I don't know, Debbie, maybe people want to do books for content. We can give them the resource. So that's coming up. And then we're launching the Chillpreneurs virtual hangout on May 1st. Jill's going to be the first speaker. So I hope you all come and help kick off, invite people. It's going to be at 5 p.m. on Eastern Daylight. So hopefully people on the West Coast can have an easier time getting it on. But
I just saw Nancy saying,
a bunch of speakers, all of whom are like in here right now. So if you're interested, over the next few weeks, I'm getting things planned out for the first few months. So very, very exciting.
We're excited. Thank you, Susan. Yes, May 1st, 5 p.m. I did put it in the chat box. When we get ourselves a little closer, we'll have the event page and everything. But if you could hold the date if you're free, just to show some support for Susan as she launches a new chapter. It's nice to see familiar faces. Susan Shelton, and then Hannah.
Yes, Kate, great presentation, and timely too. I've been doing some decluttering myself, and this weekend was tackling old clothes. Some they've all been sitting in the closet, but what if I needed them? Well, I guess I could go to the store and buy new. So I'm going to take your techniques and use them this weekend. So thank you very much. If this is the allergy season, if there is anyone you know in your family or friends that are dealing with allergies, I'll put my email back in here. Have them reach out to me. Maybe just changing what they do supplement-wise could make a difference for them. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Susan. Hannah, then Margaret.
Thank you for a great presentation. It gave me some hope for the rest of my moving boxes. I have actually cleared out. It's looking quite civil on the first floor, but all the boxes are on the second floor, and I need to start working with them. So thank you. I feel better about that now. And I will also get your book because I think I really need it. And
you should have a copy anyway because you did the cover.
Yeah, no, I'm going to send you. I need your address, Anna, and I'll mail you. I'll mail you a book.
I will give it to you. Yes, I can send it to you. Okay. So if anyone needs some visual help, solopreneurs that need any kind of visual help for their business, I am here for them. I do everything from logos to entire graphic profiles to single items like book covers and animated videos if anyone needs that also. Thank you so much, Kate. It was a great presentation.
Thank you, Hannah. Margaret, who I just saw grab her book, and Mary Beth.
Well, I think it might be appropriate tag along for Kate's presentation today, which I greatly appreciated, is getting rid of that negative mind chatter and a process. And I was thrilled. I'm working with a client who is independent career transition yet, and so when people work with me, they in a coaching, like a month coaching or whatever, they get a copy of the Chatter That Matters as well as the gratitude journal. And in our session yesterday, she picked up the book at least 6 times, talking about all the things that have helped her in just a week and a half after she's had it. So I will put a link in here. It's available on my website. It's also available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and wherever else you buy books. And it is available via in Kindle. But anyway, you can't write in it in Kindle, but you can still do the processes. So it's at margaretmartin.com. So I will put that link in there. And thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Hello from Emma. Sorry. She must know Mary Beth was next.
I don't know if that was approval or disapproval.
I'm a little scared.
Or talking to Mary Beth as she comes up.
Back to you, Emma.
Sorry.
That was great. I'm like, wow, man. Calling the wild. Kate, thank you so much. I've been working hard to do all the things you're saying, and I love the idea about the kitchen appliances. It's like they were up high, way back there, so now I got to think about them. but putting them out on the, throwing them away just made me ill. So the idea of giving them to, there's Mac. Hello, it's a family affair today. Giving them to like Goodwill or something. Well, no, I'm like, oh, I'm okay with that. So thank you. It's funny what you don't want to do with your stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I had my sisters over a week ago. They came in from out of town, and we went through all the pictures, and we divided it up. And my niece came in, and I have a box of china, and I don't even know which grandparent gave it to me. We don't know. She took them, and it's gone. So I'm like, yes. So I love that. We had a really wonderful day going through pictures and tossing to people we didn't know and just reminiscing. It was a lovely, lovely day last week. I have my Fur Buddy Healing Circle coming up on Monday evening. People want to get a little bit of animal communication, and we do a big healing session for everybody. I still have 3 spots left. And if you're local, I'm thinking of Susan. I'm doing essential oils for animals tomorrow from 1 to 2:30 on Duke Street. So if you're interested, let me know. And I'm going to be at the Natural Living Expo. And thank you, Susan Rose. She's going to be there helping me out.
Oh.
So, yes. Busy time this weekend. Thank you. And thanks so much, Kate.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Good luck with all the events, too.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous.
You can do it. Kate, and then Connie Jo, and then Nancy, and then me.
Great. Thanks for giving me the chance to be in front of you. My ask today is that if you know a group who would love, where I can do an online thing like this, I want to get the word out about my book and about my coaching program. If you know people who whom I know is available on Amazon, if you know people who just want to have some support, kind of dip their toe in the water, they can join my Facebook group, which is called Conquer the Zombies. So, Conquer the Zombies.
Feel free to put
send them there, or send my info to people who need speakers. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome to put your Conquer the Zombies link in our chat box. I send that out to everybody, and they can click through. And then I know Susan Rose took a mental note. She's opening up a new chapter. And we'll have to introduce you to Jennifer Flynn as well. We have other groups. Kate, you're welcome to anytime to go to the other groups and present. They're always looking for speakers too. So we'll get you in touch with that person. Connie Jo, then Nancy.
Thank you, Kate. I really enjoyed that. I love to organize, and I mentioned in the chat that I'm doing eBay, and every time I wrap a box and stick it in the mail, it just gives me joy. It feels so good when something leaves the house. I just love it. As far as my ask, I welcome any referrals to solopreneurs that are at a point in their business where they're ready to hand over their bookkeeping tasks, and they're ready to have more time to serve their own clients. I would love to get connections with any of those kinds of people.
Thank you, Connie Jo.
Thank
Good
you.
luck getting that eBay stuff out.
Yay!
Yay! Nancy!
So Kate, thank you. I wrote this in the chat, but I really love the idea of making space for abundance, because I'm always thinking, I just need to hold on to this until I have the abundance. It's like, no. That shift is going to help me get rid of stuff. My ask probably is not great for this particular group, but at the end of April, the last Saturday in April, I am one of several coaches doing a Woo and Wellness speed coaching event. So if you know anyone in the Seattle area at that time who'd like to do a little procrastination tapping to get rid of their stuff, let me know and I'll give them the info on that. For this group, I suppose I'd like to have some more coffee dates and get to know everyone better. So if we haven't connected outside of this, I'd love to, just sit down and share what more in depth what we're after here and what we do. So thank you.
Yay! We love coffee dates. I had a coffee date with Nancy last week during virtual coffee dates. It was nice. So make sure you could hook up with Nancy. My turn, and I'll go real quick because I know our time has ended. Thank you all for being here. Kate, thank you so much for the inspirational talk. I'm a big fan of decluttering to make room for abundance, money corner, you name it, the whole thing. And it was just so timely because I'll be teaching about it here soon in one of my courses. So thank you for that. It was lovely to meet you. I felt like I knew you because I'm such good friends with Debbie. So it was good to meet you as well. Next week, we do have a speaker. Faye is one of her contacts, will be speaking. I unfortunately don't know what she's going to talk about because I forgot to look it up, but I'm sure it'll be sensational nonetheless, so be sure to come here next week for that. Reminder, on Friday, April 19th, no meeting as we observe religious holidays and my birthday. That's it. That's really the reason. But anyway, I'm just joking.
Everybody should have their day off, the day off on their birthday to do what they want.
It's Good Friday. It's all good. So thank you all for that. And just, I have to say, I just love this little group. One of the reasons why I love this little group is that all of our animals make a debut, and it's perfectly fine. We're all like, oh, there's the cat, there's the dog, whatever else. It's fun, and I'm glad for that, because I certainly wouldn't want to be anywhere where my pets aren't welcome. So thank you for extending that. Yes, it was a hell of a good time. Emma agrees. So I will send this replay out to you, as well as the link. As well as the chat box, so you can grab the links from everybody. Kate, come visit us anytime. I know it's early. Come visit us anytime, or check out the other groups and visit them as well. They'd love to see you. Nancy, I'm going to hang on the line for you. And otherwise, everybody have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.